Number 5. 21 Grams. Before The Revenant, before Birdman and Babel, Alejandro González Iñárritu, God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, made 21 Grams, a soul-crushingly sad but equally intimate and strikingly shot picture. Told out of sequence, the film follows 3 individuals who eventually come together in a really tragic and violent way. 21 Grams focuses on our characters and how they eventually try and seek redemption. It's filled with powerhouse performances from Naomi Watts, Benicio del Toro, and Sean Penn. 21 Grams is a movie that will stick with you long after it's over. Number 4. The Guest. The Guest is a movie that starts out with David, a soldier who just returned home from the war. He introduces himself to a family, letting them know that he was a friend of their son, who died in combat. But after a lot of weird things happen, the family starts to ask, is this guy really who he says he is? First of all, this movie oozes with style. There's kind of like an 80s vibe that you get from it in the way that it's shot and with its synth-heavy soundtrack. The acting is on point from everybody, but it's Maika Monroe, God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who really steals the show for me. She's really, really hot. This movie is really intense and the twists and turns come fast and often. You think something is going to happen just because that's the way that movies play out, but then it subverts your expectations, so you're just like, oh my god, oh my god. And it's really brilliant in the way that it continues to evoke that emotion from you. Number 3, Hell or High Water. I know this film just came out and this is kind of a high place to put it on this list, but it's really incredible. It follows 2 brothers who create a scheme to steal some money to save their Texas ranch. All the while, a Texas Ranger and his partner are hot on their tail. And I know that plot sounds really simple, and it is, but when you tell a simple story with characters that you truly care about and tell it in an exciting way, then you're gonna make a good movie. Again, it is small scale, but that allows you to invest so much more into each character. And when you have actors like Chris Pine and Ben Foster and Jeff Bridges, you know they're gonna commit everything to that role, and they certainly do here. It's a great cast, it has great characters, it's a great film. Number 2, Sicario. Sicario is about an FBI agent who's brought onto a special task force to bring down the drug traffic between Mexico and the US. What follows is an unbearably tense and startlingly realistic look at the war on drugs. The cast is really incredible, with Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, and Josh Brolin all bringing their A-game. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who's done Prisoners and Arrival and the upcoming Blade Runner sequel. And saying that this guy knows how to direct an action set piece is an understatement. With the battle over the bridge and the climactic raid sequence, which is mostly shot in night vision, are absolutely incredible. It's downbeat and it's grim and it's really intense and it's a fantastic movie. And number 1, No Country for Old Men. Another film on this list directed by the Coen brothers, No Country for Old Men is a perfect film. Josh Brolin plays Llewellyn. He's an everyday guy who stumbles upon a satchel full of money. And doing what 99% of us would do, he takes it. Little does he know that one of the most terrifying villains of all time is hot on his trail. The violence is incredibly intense and sudden, the sound design is perfect. The humor is really dry, and again, the Coen brothers bring their style of strange, interesting characters to this, and it works incredibly well. It got Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, and Best Picture for the 2008 Oscars. So you know it's at least kinda good. But on the real, this movie is absolutely brilliant, and it's not just the best film that was shot in New Mexico, it's one of the best films ever made. So guys, that's it. That's my top 10 films shot in New Mexico. Thanks for watching.